Hello, so for today, I'm going to be talking about Justice Chapter 5. What matters is the motive, Immanuel Kant. And the discussion questions that I will be answering today are the first one is distinction between telling an outright lie and a misleading truth. Is it contrary to the categorical imperative? Is it consistent with the categorical imperative? And also the second one is idealized social contract of regime of rights. What would that look like? Like writing a new constitution. Sorry, just read my notes. Okay, sorry. So I'm going to start with the four distinctions that Sandel gives us in this chapter. He gives us 1, freedom, 2, standpoints, 3, reasons, and 4, morality. Freedom would have to be two subcategories in freedom. It would be autonomy. I'm sorry. No one else coerces it, and no outside forces, so it's basically self-authored law. Heteronomy, be according to external force, instinct or desire. Standpoints would be their two subcategories. Intelligible lines up with autonomy, of course. It's be free to carry out self-autonomy law. Autonomy. I need to stop saying autonomy. Autonomy laws. And 2 is sensible realms, empirical realms, things around us. And reasons. The most important one of this discussion is, first one is categorical, have to do regardless of aims, applies in all cases. And 1, only do things you could universalize. So if you do it, it would be okay for everyone to do it, if that makes sense. And 2, treat humanity as an end, never as a mere tool. Like, applies to self and others. And the second one, hypothetical imperative. If I want Y, I should do X. For example, like, if you want a new car, you should save up enough money. You should go to work and save up money for that car. That's an example of that one. And morality, the first subcategory would be duties, motivating someone to do something good. Motivating someone to do something good. Or 2, inclination, desire to do something because it pleases you. And so, going back to the discussion question, for number 1, distinction between telling an outright lie and a misleading truth. Is it contrary to the categorical imperative? If so, for this discussion question, Deaton doesn't agree with Sandel, Kant, or Clinton because those 3 believe that it's okay to tell a misleading truth, but not okay to tell an outright lie. And they have meaningful distinction. And Deaton thinks, in the video he says, telling a misleading truth then also fails to categorical imperative. Also thinks telling a misleading truth isn't consistent with treating humanity as an end, never a mere tool. And I agree with that because whenever someone tells a misleading lie, they know that they're telling it. B, they want the person who's hearing the lie to take it a different way, so they can just flip it back and say they didn't mean it like that, or they can just say, this is how I actually meant it. Like how in the video, Deaton says that Bill Clinton's attorney said that Bill Clinton said that he didn't have sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky, but he didn't. He just didn't view that oral sex was sexual relations, and just sexual relations was just sex. So I think that telling an outright lie, the distinction between telling an outright lie and a misleading truth is that they're honestly both not good. You're both lying in a way. I think that's the distinction. Like, you're both lying, but I think telling a misleading truth will lead to different outcomes as well. And the second discussion question, idealized social contract and regime of rights, what would that look like? People coming together and remaking a new constitution. I would think the new laws would be maybe, of course, no stealing, no murdering of people, no littering. I think everybody would agree to those three. It would work by having, I guess, meeting up in the center of your city or where everybody wants to see or wants to meet and writing out a bunch of laws and voting on which laws to take in and put in that new constitution. That would help idealize the social contract because everybody has a say in what they're going to be what rules they're going to be following. And yes, sorry, my Ash Wednesday ashes.